Hello, welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, I'm in a very different setting. This is my little home, not my dance studio. Welcome. Hello, dear dancers. I'm sorry, I just did a mess on YouTube. I'm just, I will forever be a tech grandma. That's my story. I will. Hello, dear. So I basically had to cancel my planned meeting for today and just do another one. I don't know which kind of a mess I created, but yeah, we're here. So yeah, baby Ricardo is sleeping on the other room. Hello, Aliran. Welcome. And I'm here. So if you hear any little thing, it's because he's sleeping over there, just behind this fridge. There is a door. All right. How are you, beautiful dancers? I'm so excited for today's conversation. And I received such beautiful, beautiful messages. I don't know how to get back to those. I would be delighted to. Let me try if I can do this. I want to just read what other dancers wrote as messages. Yeah, so Anna says from yesterday's talk, everything you say is so interesting and mostly so inspiring. Thank you so much for all the tips and the good vibes. Thank you, dear Anna. I love talking about this subject. And Pamela says, improvisation, being in that state of not knowing how the body expresses or the ways it translates, feels indeed divine for me. And yes, setting, still struggling with camera and bright light. Oh my God. All right, I want to talk a little bit about this. And thank you, Pamela. Thank you for bringing this up. So yeah, definitely improvisation is that feeling of being in this divine state of flow, how we call it the flow state, right? But we also have to acknowledge. So yesterday we talked about the muse. Who is the muse and why is it relevant to the improvisation conversation? So today I want to talk about the enemy of the muse. So they say all heroes need an enemy, right? And definitely the enemy of the muse is the critic mind. And we can call it as you want it. Again, we can call it our inner resistance, perfectionism, or just the critic. Okay. And this is when, if you are a dancer or if you are a creative person, you definitely know when you feel that flow state arising, and then the critic mind jumps up and says, you should be better, you should be doing this and this and this, and you keep falling back into that overthinking mindset, which is so difficult to step away from. Kenza asks, ego. Well, yeah, we can call it the ego too. But I want to talk about this subject in a very practical way, because I think everyone is like, yes, okay, thank you, Lamia. It's like, duh, inner critic, blah, blah, blah. But let's talk about this in a practical way. And I know as a teacher, I've always been encouraging my students to film themselves, record video of themselves dancing, improvising, so that you can collect ideas from your dance improvisation and see what it's working, what it's not working, and all of that. Because, the problem with dance is that it's a visual art, but it only happens in the moment we are dancing. It's not like a drawing or a painting or I don't know, any kind of a visual art that sticks in time and space. Dance only happens in the moment. And so those tools like recording ourselves while we dance are useful tools in order to understand what happened when we were in that flow state, and also collect the data so that we can inform our next session with more awareness, right? So this is a useful tool, but, and this is the big but, B-U-T, by the way, big but, the big problem with that is that when you are dancing and you record yourself and you are improvising, and then you just stop and go back into the device and watch yourself, unfortunately, I have to be honest with you, this is not going to work on the long run, because nonetheless, let's say, regardless of your technique, of your level, of your commitment, that inner critic mind, that inner critic voice will try to sabotage you 100%. That's his job, his or her job. His job is going to try to sabotage you any way it can. So when you go back, just after you dance and watch yourself and watch your recording, you will probably, most probably, feel this downfall from heaven to hell. It's like, what the fuck is that? You know, I was feeling great. I was feeling this movement was so cool. And now I look at it and it's like this hard look in the mirror. It's like, everything sucks. I don't like this, and blah, 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 blah. And of course, we are all in the path of progressive, journey into dance. We all are learning. And the first thing to acknowledge is that no matter what stage you are at in your dance journey, there will always be the next level. There will always be something more. So there is not going to be, let me just say it differently, there is not going to be a place and time where you sit and watch yourself and it's like, I'm so great. I don't need to grow. I don't need to practice. I don't need to train anymore. I'm just perfect. This is not going to happen. If you are a creative soul and if you are a dancer, you will always feel that this is really like a lifelong journey. And the more you practice, the more doors are like opening and opening. And it's like, it feels like a never-ending journey. And that's the beauty of it. That's why we kick our butt, not B-U-T, but the actual butt, to go and practice every day or every other day, and do our training and being committed into learning more. That's the fire, right? So that's the good thing. But on the opposite flip side, it makes us feel like it's never enough. It's always like, okay, I'm at this level and it's not enough. I need to go there. So when you watch yourself and that inner critic, watch your recorded video, and that inner critic jumps up, because it's going to jump up and be very loud in your mind and say, nothing of what I'm looking is good, Oh yeah, here maybe a little bit, but still, it just, you can be better, And it's going to sabotage your journey, because that's the hardest part. You want to find that balance between kicking your butt into do the work, but also overcome this inner resistance in a way which is soulful, in a way that makes yourself feel like you are in the path, you are doing the work. You're not just frustrated, because that feeling of frustration is self-sabotage. So how to overcome? And again, let's come back to the basic idea. I'm going to give you practical tips. When you are improvising, let's say you have your appointment with the MUSE. We talked about this yesterday. If you didn't catch yesterday's live, go back into Instagram or YouTube. You're going to find it there. Is Muse Week Day 1. And we talked about the appointment with the Muse. So when you are having your appointment with the Muse and you're improvising, you're feeling the flow, you're trying to connect with the Muse and embody her inspiration through your dance and through your movement, it's not like you don't want to have a recording video, but you're not going to watch yourself right away. You're just going to place the device away from you, in the coming days. I mean, you don't want to watch your video right away, not even the day after. That's my suggestion, like my hard realization after many years, suggestion and tip for you. You want to watch that recording several days after, when you are in a state of calmness and you don't feel so exposed because you just danced. So you want to enter in this state of like, okay, now I will try to convey all of my objective feelings about this material, and I will inform the next sessions with more awareness so that I can grow in my dance journey with more awareness. You want to say that to yourself before you watch your video, because otherwise you're going to feel so exposed and so under, the light of judgment. And we are our worst critics. We never like what we do. And I don't want you to sabotage yourself. I want you to give yourself the kick in the butt. Yes, I want you to train every day, every other day. Yes, I want you to commit to dance. Yes, but I don't want you to feel frustrated, because frustration grows and it's like this heaviness that you bring with you that is not bringing joy anymore. And let's face the truth. We want joy in our lives, especially nowadays, especially in these crazy moments of history we're living. We want dance to be an act of joy, of connection, of relationship with ourselves, with the music, with the world, with the people, And we want to nurture that feeling of joy. It has to be trained too. So that's my tip for you. If you want to record yourself, if you are a dancer who wants to, I want to commit and watch and understand how can I grow, what can I take, what can I refine? Yes, but do it at least, I would say, a couple of days after you danced. Maybe you can, choose one day during the week where you go through all of your dance videos and you are like, okay, I'm going to inform my next decisions, inform my next sessions, but collect data, yes, but try to really remove, make all of those critic, judgment mind, words, voices. Just don't listen to that BS. You don't need that. And try to be as objective as possible. I want to read one of your messages. Eliran says, I agree. For years, I thought I won't go higher than what I have. But after not dancing 5 years, now I feel like I even stepped higher. And that's amazing. It feels it's not time. It's not only me. It's something divine. So beautiful, Iran. Yes, I agree definitely with that. All right, my dear dancers. So keep working. Let's have this beautiful Muse week together. Keep working on your appointment with the Muse. And if you want, you can record yourself, but you're going to watch your videos only at the end of this week or maybe the week after. And try to have the little ritual that we talked about where you connect with the Muse, with the divine, with the goddess, with the god, and allow movement to flow through you. And you can also have a closing ritual where you express gratitude for that moment of connection, inspiration, and flow. And that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. 3 p.m. Rome time. And let's keep continue about these beautiful subjects, this beautiful conversation. Thank you so much for joining. Sending love. Keep dancing. Bye-bye.